Well, if you've clicked on this video, that means either you're approaching 40, or you cross 40, or you're just that in 20s and 30s who want to know why should men ride motorcycles after 40. And to be honest, this is my experience, guys and girls, okay? Not a recommendation, a perspective of why I think men over 40 should actually start considering to ride a motorcycle. This kida or this passion for me also started once I crossed 40. And I want to share this with everybody who is either at the brink of crossing 40 or has crossed 40 already, and you may be going through the same emotional roller coaster that I went through when I crossed 40. I always had a passion for riding motorcycles, and that's when I realized riding a motorcycle could be a panacea for me to overcome the emotional upswings and downswings. So stay with me if this topic resonates with you. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be very interesting. If you're a man over 40, this might sound familiar. Now, you may have hit a point where life feels like it's just an autopilot. Career, family, bills, it's all routine. But if I told you that the most powerful way to reboot your mind to feel younger and reconnect with yourself is probably parked right in your garage, or you could get one parked there. Yes, I'm talking about motorcycle. Not a midlife crisis, but I think it's a midlife awakening, and let's ride into why. Now, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'm calling this as men over 40. See, when men hit their 40s, something shifts. It's not always visible on the outside, but mentally it's huge. I mean, I've gone through it, I've experienced it. Now, what happens is we start reflecting on time, on legacy, and what's missing. Now, statistically, midlife is when happiness hits a dip. It's called a U-curve of happiness, basically. Now, the itch to feel alive again, trust me, it's real. And trying to suppress that only makes it even worse. So, why a motorcycle helps, and this is just my perspective, because I think it engages your brain in the present moment. No phone calls, no beatings. Just now, it's meditative, thrilling, and most importantly, grounding at the same time. I did a video recently which is how motorcycle riding is good for the brain. Please give it a look and you'll understand more about the benefits of riding a motorcycle. So many men actually say, I don't know who I am anymore. Yeah, I have been a provider, a manager, a father, but what about me? Motorcycle, according to me, reintroduces you to you. Every twist of the throttle gives you autonomy, something we often feel is slipping away with age and responsibilities. So when you're on a bike, you're not someone's boss or a husband or a dad. You're just a man riding through life on his own terms. Now, riding a motorcycle isn't passive, it's physical. So there is definitely work happening there. You improve your posture when you're riding a motorcycle, you improve your balance, your reflexes get better, and your core really gets stronger. You burn calories, yes. Riding actually is a low-key exercise. It lowers your cortisol, which is a stress hormone, and increases dopamine, which is a feel-good hormone or a feel-good chemical, which gives you a bit of a high after you finished motorcycle. Studies also show motorcycling basically improves your cognitive function because your brain is constantly processing inputs. It's looking at the road, it's trying to balance you on the two wheels, it's trying to cut through traffic, there's wind, there is sound, everything, right? So there was a rider who's probably in his 50s who said, after I started riding again, my back pain reduced, my anxiety actually dropped, and I felt more in tune with my body than ever before. And this is one of my fellow riders in my riding group who actually mentioned this to me. I mean, we riders do talk about, motorcycle riding, why do we do, etc., etc. And I also experienced that when I return home after a nice, long, good ride with breakfast, you come back home smiling, you're hugging your loved ones, you really enjoy a meal with your family. So men who carve time for themselves come back more centered. You show your kids what passion looks like. You model courage and fun. So I think you become more present in your relationships because you've taken care of yourself first. And I don't think it's being selfish. I think it's what I call self-sustaining. While you spend the time on the road, on your motorcycle, I think it recharges you. It recharges you in such a way that when you come back home, you're more centered. You're more balanced. And that's been my experience, guys and girls, ever since I started riding a motorcycle. And I ride motorcycles not every day. I ride motorcycles every week for sure. 100 to 200 kilometer ride, have a good sumptuous breakfast, all by yourselves, on the road, and trust me, it is so therapeutic. So, as I said, the most common argument is, isn't riding dangerous? And my answer is yes, absolutely. If you're reckless, untrained or unprepared, it is a dangerous passion. But if you take safety seriously, invest in gear, get trained a bit, and ride responsibly, it's safer. Most accidents happen to young, aggressive riders with no gear. You, as a 40 plus man, have something they don't, which is maturity, judgment, patience. You're not somebody who's going to rip through carelessly the highways because you are mature to understand the power your motorcycle has got and what it can do for you and what it can do to you as well. So thereby, I think a 40 plus man has more responsibility and maturity while riding a motorcycle, and that's what actually makes it very safe. Now, I think there's a unique sense of freedom when you're riding a motorcycle, and I think what I'm saying in terms of freedom, I guess only a motorcyclist would understand, but I just want to express my views. The road becomes your escape, your therapy, your adventure. It's a way to travel, not geographically, but I think even spiritually. I may be getting a little overboard on this conversation, but that's exactly what I feel. Each ride feels like reclaiming a piece of your soul. I mean, you don't stop riding because you get old. That's my view. You actually get old because you stop riding. I mean, just think about it for a minute. Right? Honestly, in my view, age is not a restriction. It's only a reason. And I keep saying to everybody, age is only a number. Most successful riders, start or restart in their 40s or beyond. Now, the reason is because when you are across 40, you have the resources now, you have the time, the money, and you also have the perspective. And actually, your life isn't over. It's just getting a fresh engine start. Look at it that way. So the question is why you should ride a motorcycle after 40. Because it gives you back everything that modern life quietly takes away. It gives you back your sense of adventure, your confidence, your connections to the road, and to yourself. It's not about speed, guys and girls. It's about presence. It's about purpose. And most importantly, it's about passion. Now, I don't want you to call it a midlife crisis. I think you should call it a midlife ignition. I hope I was able to drive home the point that if you're a guy and you're hitting your 40s or crossing 40s and you want to kind of reclaim yourself, find that purpose and meaning, start riding a motorcycle. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on that note, I'm going to bring this video to an end. So before I end the video, I just want to give a disclaimer to everybody who's watching my video. What I'm sharing today, my personal experience, and also what I've learned from several fellow motorcycle riders, that when we ride in a group, I'm very curious to ask them as to why they picked up motorcycle riding. And these are all 40 plus, okay? And most of them resonated with my thought process. This is not a recommendation that you pick up your bike and start riding. No, not at all. I'm sharing my experience of how the motorcycle riding actually helped me. Recommending a passion which is dangerous. I know it is dangerous. Please pick this passion up at your own risk. For me, riding a motorcycle, or actually picking this hobby after 40s, has been extremely therapeutic. It's helped me become more creative. It's helped me become more balanced. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I've reached my breakfast point, so I'm going to get down here and have some breakfast and then get back on the saddle and get back home to spend some quality time with my family. So on that note, I'm going to leave you all today. Take good care of yourselves and if possible, someone else too. On that note, bye for now and take care.